Hi, Aaron and Mr. Tommy, come on down. All right, give me 1 second. I gotta get my sketchbook. How y'all doing tonight? Hey, Livestream Brown, welcome to the club. So, as I may have mentioned earlier, and I sure hope I did, I got a commission tonight from my wonderful friend Aaron. Aaron Guest is actually a former coworker of mine, and he is now a successful actor. He's worked on Criminal Minds, which I think is super duper cool. He has asked me tonight to draw a full body picture of one of my original characters, which I'm excited about. I hope that you guys are too. I'm just trying to find the exact picture of him that I want, and I think I went too far. I did. I know you guys can't see my sketchbook, but some of it, there we go. So this specifically is the little baby that I'm going to be drawing tonight, so I'm going to have my reference available for myself. Oh, and good news, I'm already almost out of red graphite. That's fine. Let me get a clip real quick. Hey, Dover boy, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Because that's otherwise gonna totally bug me, and I don't want it to. I am back home in California, where I reside. Alright, I'm gonna be drawing this a little sideways, so do forgive me if my proportions are just a tiny bit off. I'm gonna try to do my best. Actually, I'm gonna purposely slant it towards myself. There we go. Just back a slight bit. Mr. Tommy, come on down, says, yeehaw! Yeah, well, don't you go make fun of my homeland. Never forget what Sandy Cheeks went through. Kind of a slumper in his ways. A slender little kid too. And by kid I mean he's supposed to be an adult, roughly early to mid-20s range. But I always call my characters my children, so that doesn't matter to me. Miss Livestream Brown, I am drawing one of my original characters, and that was a request from one of my good friends and former co-workers. We had a lot of good times together working at Warner Brothers, and I was sad to see him go, but I know he went on to do way cooler stuff. He's worked on Criminal Minds. I think Aaron, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you were one of the characters who was the son of a mom. I remember seeing that on your Instagram at one point. I thought it was really cool. So Tommy, come on down. The stars at night are dull and dim whenever they have to hang over dumb old stupid Texas. So accurate, though. I think I'm going to have his other arm. I kind of want him to be, like, scratching his head or something, so maybe I'll lift it up a little bit. He's a nervous boy. That's what I love about him. Oh, come on. Don't be that way. Ooh, it's been a while since I drew a little Finn. Well, thank you. I played up a son in the show, moving my way up. So proud of you, Aaron. So proud of you. Illumination Artistry has made it. So glad you can make it. Love you. I am drawing... Oh, this is my character Finn, short for Phineas. Oh my goodness. He has a whole thing. The reason Aaron requested him was because I previously went to him for advice one time about... Oh, that's right. It was for writing advice for turning something into, like, what format would the writing that I had currently at that time be good for? Like, whether it was, you know, podcast, script, that kind of stuff. And he recommended to me that it sounded like if I wanted to do a podcast, this was one way to go, and if I wound up doing something a little different, then I'd probably want to go this direction. But yeah, he gave me just some really good advice and wanted to see me flourish. Specifically wanted this request tonight because he believes that I have all the potential in the world to make this into a TV show or a streaming service or something, and he wants to get a copy of an original drawing now before I get super famous and then the rates go up like Butch Hartman level. You know how it is. Oh boy, it really has been a while since I drew him. And my red graphite, stop. Just work. It's not hard. There we go. Let's see, and he's got those slick little fins that go over like so. So he's got something that goes like that, and these would go up with his arm. Whatever I can do. Levashay Brown says you should do a comic. You know, I've thought about that too. This particular project is kind of fun because it's sort of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit meets Cool World meets sort of a Romeo and Juliet vibe. It's all about Finn, who was going to be a main character on something that was pitched in the 80s by his creator, but after these executives that his creator pitched to, they bought the idea from him, promised it would go somewhere, and then vaulted the idea. So Finn never made it to the big screen. So what's very sad about him is that he becomes self-aware after his creator dies. So he exists in Con City, which is roughly, it's a concept for, you know, where concept characters go when they don't become real characters. Almost like a Pinocchio vibe, I guess. But yeah, poor Finn never made it to the big screen, so he suffers with that and does anything in his power to try to become real so that he can actually be someone. And the idea was really simple. It was about every character that we see in anything, whether it's in a film or in a show or anything. They all had concept designs. Some of them almost make it, some of them get as far as the pilot. Some never really make it off the page. The ones who are self-aware are the ones that make it to pilots, they make it to the first few episodes or something, but they never really become anything. Either their designs change by the time the show is picked up, such as the case with Lars in Steven Universe, or, you know, they just get taken out entirely, or completely changed, as also Pearl in Steven Universe, because that's also relevant. So yeah, Finn is one of those characters that really should have made it, but didn't quite. So in his hopes of becoming real, he needs to find a way to get into the real world, and then find someone who can see him and who will like him enough to bring him to the big screen. So essentially history is repeating itself. He's a nervous boy, and I guess that's kind of why I love him. The thing with him is that he gets scared really easily. Poor thing. And when he gets really scared, he actually gets super dehydrated too. So he winds up like constantly needing water. He also has zoophobia. He considers it very mild, but you know, he really actually does kind of have an issue with that. The whole thing about his personality and the reason that he was pitched in the first place by his creator was so he was supposed to be a character who could talk to animals, but he had zoophobia, making it really difficult for him to actually like what he can do. That's what makes this really fun, especially for me, because I get to draw his face all the time. I just bumped into my camera. Whoops. Deborah Boy says, what's up, Doc? I know, the teeth. Oh, he's so cute, though. He really is. And he's a dapper boy. He's supposed to be designed after the 50s, which was low-key his creator's... Essentially, he's supposed to be like his creator's alter ego in cartoon form. So that's why when his creator dies, you know, because this was pitched in the 80s, sat on shelves for like up to 20 or 30 years, finally reaches modern day, his creator has since died by then, and that's when Finn realizes that the world has really, really changed. So his task of trying to find a way to get into the real world and everything is really, really difficult for him. Because nothing is like the way that he was supposedly brought up with either. Because again, 50s baby. So he doesn't know anything about how the 20th century works or anything. It's just, the poor thing just sits there hoping that he'll figure something out. Otherwise, he's going to be stuck in Con City for the rest of his existence, and With toons, I kind of follow the principle that they used in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where, the only way to kill a toon was with the dip. And that was a specific solution created by Judge Doom. I just thought that was a really cool idea. So, poor baby Finn doesn't have that issue, but he does have the equivalence of being erased. Now, to be erased means your existence is over as a toon. Like, if you leave the page and you're off forever, that's it. Sayonara, friend. Oh, I love drawing him. It's been so long. Thank you, Aaron. The title for the pitch, good question, Levishay Brown. Title for the pitch is conceptual. It's a work in progress. I do actually have rough storyboards at one point. I need to, one, maybe add some audio to it, because that'd be kind of nice. And two, I need to nail down any other characters that may appear within it. And the worst part is, too, is that when Finn does eventually find a way into the real world, he learns what happened to the project he was supposed to be a part of. And unfortunately, as most shows usually wound up doing for quite a while, his idea, the one that his creator pitched with him in it, was recycled, and it winds up getting rebooted as like some modern age series based in the 80s, oddly enough, about this group of kids who are teenagers with superpowers that they all hate. So Finn sees himself in all those kids and goes, well, hang on, what happened to me then? Why wasn't I good enough for this? So again, the whole idea with him trying to find a human being, a real human being, by the way, who can see him and actively wants to bring him back into the light instead, it's a little bit more challenging as soon as he realizes that he's got competition. He's not the original idea anymore. Now he's a has-been. So that in itself is... oof. Poor thing. My good friend, I Want to Die E, joined. Yo, bro, I don't want you to die. I hope you know that. I checked out your account earlier. I don't know if you saw anything like that. And I think only LinkedIn does who's viewed your account. Which bums me out, because I wish you could see that I saw it. I just realized I never actually gave Finn, like, socks or anything. He does wear them. Maybe I should include that. You nude. He looks like a blonde. No, he's not a blonde. He's like a chestnut brown brunette, like, or maybe like a honey. I know I have a colored picture of him, but I have it on my computer and I'm not gonna turn my thing just yet. But yeah, no, Finn's a real sweetheart. And then last but not least, he has these awesome square glasses. What awesome nerd wouldn't? It's got a Walt Disney vibe. I would love to be able to pitch this to someone like Disney, but they've experimented with dark stuff before, and it didn't end well for them. So I don't think that's a wise move. They tried to compete with Don Bluth, who was, at that time, known for the darker stuff. They competed by creating The Black Cauldron, which I think is a highly underrated film, you guys. That's a great film. But, for a Disney film, fans were like, this is way too dark for children. So, it didn't do well in the box offices, and that bothers me so much. But, whatever. Ah! My sketchbook's falling. No! Nah, whatever, I got it down anyway. I'm good. Can put that away now. And now I can just focus on my baby. He should have a girlfriend named Molly Marsh. Oh, Levishay Brown, that's hilarious. Who's Molly Marsh? I really don't know. But what I do know is that... Ooh, my glasses just knocked my... What I do know is that I did have a love interest for Finn, so don't you worry. He does have someone he's got his sights on. Problem is, she's not a toon. But the real question is she a toon to him? I'm so sorry for that joke. He's got just a tiny bit of scrub. Just a itty bitty bit. I'm glad Craig McCracken is getting a new show on Netflix. Wait, Dover Boy, is that true? I didn't even know about that. Tell me more. did not know about that. That sounds really cool. I say tell me more and then I don't look at the screen because I'm busy drawing, of course. It's called Kids Comic. Oh, Kids, what? Kid Cosmic. Alright. It's going for a serialized formula unlike his past work, which excites me. Yo, dude, I agree. That sounds kind of awesome. And I know serialized means it's going to follow a story in a set chronological order, which is what shows like Steven Universe and Adventure Time do, which is bomb-tastic. I'm so happy to be drawing my child again. I love him. Illumination Artistry says, sorry if I don't talk much in chat tonight. I'm writing up some character stuff before I forget about it. Dude, I get you. I really should be doing that, but again, my friend Aaron hit me up tonight and said, hey, how much are your rates? And I was like, oh, here's my rates. And he goes, could I get an original character like the one you talked about with me last time? And I was like, yes. I was so super excited. I haven't drawn him in forever. It's criminal. And the funny thing about Finn is that he's supposed to kind of be like low-key self-aware. That's the whole point. So he's that character that you can't get rid of because he just is there. He's not exactly gonna die anytime soon. I'm messing up his already messed up teeth. No. My baby. Oh, and if you look very closely, I know it's hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yep. You'll notice his teeth are not perfectly buck-toothed. They are just slightly off. Cute. That's what makes him wonderful. Levishay Brown asks, do you like nerd characters in cartoons? Oh, absolutely. They are such a weakness for me. Anytime I see a scrawny little nerd with a big heart and stupid decisions, I can't help but just take them in and be like, you are now my child. I will take care of you. That's just how it is. Illumination Artistry, I was thinking about a bunch of scenes today and it just heckin' made me cry because I know I won't get to write them anytime soon. Oh, I feel that. That was me on the plane the whole way through. I started listening to old recordings of myself from 2015 just because I was bored and I was like, I can't draw right now, but I need to do something. It actually wound up being kind of fun because I forgot how dorky I was back in 2015. It was great. He's such a good boy, oh my gosh. Yes. Also, Aaron, I'll be honest, I did at one point think to myself, I bet you'd be really good at cosplaying him, because Finn's adorable, but he's also a huge nerd, and you would totally pull off that look if you just, like, put some freckles on and got the glasses and styled your hair all cute. Doverboy says Dexter is the best nerd cartoon character, in my opinion. Yo, Dursa Flutterby, aka my friend Christina from the LA Film School, what is up? I'm drawing my baby. And Midnight's Bloom is here! Hey guys, what's up? So I'm drawing one of my original characters because it's commissioned by my good friend Aaron. So go show him some love. Consider following him here on Instagram if you can. He's super, super nice. And he still remembered the little people like me. So I appreciate him. He took an interest in my child a long time ago, and I super appreciate that he remembered, because it just means the world to me. He's coming along! Oh wow, that's super cool. I wish I could draw like that. Yes, Christina, he's the babe! He's the shiny child, the one who's afraid of animals but can talk to them. He has many issues, but I guess that's why I love him. Also, I didn't tell you guys, but one of my cousins, who's just a couple years younger than me, who's still in Texas right now, he actually expressed interest in moving to California to pursue animation and film. And yeah, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, really? You would do that? And he goes, yeah, but the only problem is, like, I really like the idea of storyboarding, because that seems like something I'd be super good at once I, know how to draw. And I go, hun, please, by all means, hit me up. If you move to California, it would be an honor to be your mentor. I would teach you all the ways. It was so sweet. I think he has a lisp. Well, stop. You're the person who takes away making your show. That's all it takes. You're one person away from making your show. Who's that one person? Tell me so I can, casually ask them for help. Not that I would specifically use anybody for that reason. I do genuinely just like making friends. But it's nice when I can make fellow art friends who go like, yeah, actually I know this dude and he's kind of cool, or, I know this lady, she's really good at voice acting. That's just always cool to hear. And I know that it feels like everyone in Hollywood does something like that, I know. But it's still really cool whenever I do get to meet someone new like that, because you never know who you're going to run into. Who's going to wind up being like the next big star in some film with Brad Pitt as their wingman, you just never know. It's kind of the fun part. I wouldn't ever want to pursue acting myself, only because I'm not shy with cameras or anything. I'm not like that, but I want to be more known for this kind of stuff and for my voice rather than my name, Oh my gosh, everybody started talking and now I can't keep up with the chat. Help. Aaron. Her name is Lisa. Oh, I think I know who you're talking about, Aaron. I think I know who you're talking about, and I feel so bad. I can't remember her last name, but I think I know who you're talking about. Christina says, I don't understand people who know people. Oh, dude, same. Like, I got lucky. I'm crazy and lucky enough to say I know the production designer who's working on the upcoming Scooby-Doo feature film. Like, that, to me, is pretty darn cool. And he's a sweetheart. Like, he has let me touch the working script. I have been allowed to see the concept art, and I have to sign an NDA, so I can't talk about any of it. So sorry. But, like, I've been so fortunate at my time to meet some amazing people. And I hope that I continue to meet amazing people. That's just one of the cool things about being in Hollywood. I'll admit I'm not a huge fan of the city. I never really have been. But you gotta admit, when you do meet those really cool people that you didn't expect to just talk to a random civilian like that, it is really cool. And I hope that I can be one of those people that gives back like that someday. That's my ultimate goal. I don't want to be just some kid who's starstruck and then becomes a star and totally doesn't give back. Because some people are like that, sadly enough. But yeah. Levishay Brown says, tell me a tip for drawing. Study from reference. Look at photos, like good quality photos of people with different body types, different facial expressions and everything, different poses. Just keep drawing them. And the best way to draw them, start with that loose undersketch like what you see here. And you saw that I hope that you saw this. I started with guidelines. Just get the basic shapes down first, break it down, and then you can tighten up and fix everything as you go along. Doverboy says, I honestly doubt I'll ever get into the industry, to be honest. Doverboy, you keep thinking like that, you ain't never gonna get in. I'm just saying. If you need some help, I'll help you out. I'll help you however I can. I know I'm not, I'm not like Steven Spielberg or anything, but I'll do what I can to help you, my dude. It's only fair. We're all trying to get our way, right? We're all just trying to make our dreams happen. And I'm a firm believer, I also grew up with Catstone Dance, which is a phenomenal film if none of you have seen it. It's from 1997, and I love it. But that film is all about moving to the big city, trying to follow your dreams. Danny the cat is the main character, and he is just trying to make it big as a Hollywood actor. And over the course of the film, he gets slammed, he gets his door slammed, I can't even speak. Gosh, I am turning into Finn. Can't even do anything. He gets the door slammed in his face. He gets repeatedly rejected and sabotaged by other actors who are higher up than him. All these terrible things. And it's in a time where everything is very prejudiced against animals, because it's supposed to be symbolic of when the Hollywood industry was prejudiced against, colored people. So in a weird, fun way, this film is all about overcoming those obstacles, realizing that, yes, even though the obstacles can be great, and you may feel like it's just impossible to get anywhere, you have to be that person who shines your light and goes, no, I'm not giving up. Even when everyone else around him was giving up and they were all ready to leave him, he stood there and goes, well, if it's really so bad here and you all have nothing good to say about being in Hollywood or trying to follow this dream you had, why are you still here? Why didn't you leave the moment you realized it wasn't going to work? And suddenly no one could answer, so he goes, it's because you can't forget that feeling. You can't just drop that dream, can you? It's still very solid in your mind. It's something that you would live and die for. So why not do everything to make it happen? So I love that film, and I stick by it every time I've had issues and I've felt like, oh my gosh, I can't get through this. This is crazy. What am I doing? I think about that, and it's helped me out a lot. So for those of you who haven't seen it, please go check it out. I think it's a great film, and it's animated. Oh, and the music is to die for. Like, go find that soundtrack. I don't know if you can't probably download it on iTunes or anything, which is super duper sad, but you can find it on YouTube, and it's great. I highly recommend it. Highly motivational. Really uplifting when you need it. I often sing it to myself when nobody's listening. I think it was the first and last thing I ever sang on the Warner Brothers lot too before I left. It was great. So I haven't checked the chat in recently. Courtney's here! Hi! Doverboy says, Cats Don't Dance and Emperor's New Groove has the same director, right? You know, unfortunately I don't know that, but I can look it up right now. 1 second, my dude. Doverboy, you are correct. It was Mark Dindal who directed both. Good call. I learned something new tonight. I am loving how Finn came out tonight. He's so darn cute. Ugh, my baby child. All he ever wanted was to be real. Just like Pinocchio, except, you know, not a puppet. The real scary part about Conceptual and Finn trying to follow his dream is that this is what he wants more than anything in the world. Like, nothing's gonna make him happy if he stays in Con City like a good toon should. He's a wackadoodle, which is a little fun term I came up with for a toon that is self-aware and tries to become real when they shouldn't. The problem with him is that he realizes if he is caught by any other toons and they rat him out back to the chief who runs Con City, he will be absolutely erased for this. Like, this is a highly punishable crime. Because a few toons before him have done it, so he's not really supposed to set a bad example, you know? So there's a reason why he's kind of on this fearful journey. He's risking everything. His very existence is on the line if he doesn't make this work.
Everything changes.
And yet, somehow, he can't help but just try. It may cost him everything, but this is what he wants more than anything. So that's actually the reason why I love him and why I stick with this idea, because it's basically a different version of myself in my own ways, just trying to make it work and trying not to give up on my dream. Because I know me, I'm an artist. I don't think I'll ever truly be happy unless I'm directing my own show, bringing something to life that kids like I once did want to look up to, what inspires them, just like I was once inspired to pursue a career like this. That's why I stick with Finn. And Christina, he's real to me. Baby girl, he is real to me too. I would, if I could just hug him, I would. Doverboy says, I had a feeling both movies have really expressive, snappy animation. Dude, feels. Levishay Brown says, like Lego Movie. Yeah, exactly. There's some sense of realism to it, and that's what makes it great. I love my child. He's so cute. He's got slightly dark eyes, but they're not super dark. They're more like a midnight brown or like a dark chocolate color. I don't want to give him the black eyes, you know what I mean? But yeah, there's my baby Finn. Aaron said, "Yay!" So proud. And never forget the little C for copyright. Bam! Deadlands Queen joined us right as I'm finished doing this. Hello, I didn't see you were live till now. Hey girl, don't worry about it. I just finished drawing my child for my friend Aaron Guest. If you haven't checked him out, you should. And go ahead and give him a look-see. Was worried because I thought it was happening at 9 my time. No worries. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you so much. I appreciate you making me draw him. I am going to scan this for my records because I love this sketch and I may someday color it. He's a cutie pie. I want to like kiss him. Boop. But in the meantime, I also promised that I would show some really old drawings from back when I was like 11 and 12 from when I like first got into Danny Phantom. So I'm gonna go get some of those. And also, let us not forget, if Levashay Brown is still in the chat, it is her birthday today. Did I get that correct? I really hope I did. Aaron's gonna frame it. Yee! That's why I drew it on this nice little paper for you with lots of space on the edges. Alright, let me put this away where it'll be safe. Actually, no, I'm gonna leave that right here. And little baby Finn is just gonna guard it. Let me get my sketchbook.